Hello and welcome to this November 29th, 2010 video version of Invested Central's Chart of the Day. I'm Tom Boley, Invested Central's Chief Market Strategist, and it's my pleasure to provide you today's Chart of the Day. This Chart of the Day is brought to you by StockCharts.com, simply the web's best financial charts. Today we are taking a look at Talisman Energy, ticker symbol TLM. This is nearly a $20 billion basic materials company. Going back to the early part of 2009, TLM had a really nice uptrend in play, reached over $20 a share back in early 2010, and then since that time began forming a cup throughout most of 2010. So it's been a pretty extensive cup, but you can see we made it all the way back up on the right side to that 20 and a quarter area, and then just recently have pulled back into the handle. Now it looks kind of interesting here because with this pullback to the 20-day, we've got declining volume, and that's typical of a cup with handle pattern. Normally you see the volume pick up in the right side of the cup as you move up to test that prior high, and then when you pull back, a lot of times a classic pattern is to pull back and test the 20 period moving average, which in this case is the 20-day exponential moving average, and we've done that with lighter volume. So the pattern looks classic. You don't actually get confirmation of the pattern, however, until you get the breakout. So what we're looking for here is a push back through 20 and a quarter with increasing volume to confirm the pattern. Should we get that move up and the breakout, we would measure up probably about another $5.25 or so, which is measured by taking the top of the cup down to the bottom of the cup, which in this case is a little bit more than $5, maybe about $5.50 or so. You tack that on to a 20-25 breakout, and you get up into that $25.50 to $26 range, which is what we're ultimately looking for on TLM if we get that confirming breakout to the upside. Now again, if we make that move to the upside, you want to see volume pick back up. We'd like to see volume back at least in the 4 to 5 million range, maybe even higher, to confirm this breakout. It could be played on the long side during the breakout, or let's say over the next few days after the breakout on any kind of a pullback to test the breakout. That would be a second possible area for entry. Looking at the relative strength index, the RSI, normally in an uptrending stock, you will see RSI hold in the 40 to 50 range. During this pullback, relative strength has also pulled back. It's moved from that overbought territory where it was between 70 and 80. It's now back to 54. Anything down around this 40 to 50 range generally represents a good area to enter a stock that has been trending higher. So that would provide some additional evidence on this being a solid area for entry on TLM. But ultimately, again, $25.50 to $26 looks good to the upside. To the downside, you might want to watch these couple of tops up here around $18.50. When we broke out, we did so on heavy volume, and you can see the 50-day moving average climbing up steadily, and right now that's at $18.18. So that area from about $18.18 up to $18.50 should hold as support. It did a couple of weeks ago. You can see we had moved down to $18.50, came back up and held that 20-day. So that too confirms that we've got some pretty good price support in around that $18.50 level. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation today. Be sure to check out our chart of the day every day at investedcentral.com. While you're there, sign up for our free weekly Market Pulse newsletter and have the chart of the day emailed directly to you. Happy trading.